about today.
Say less. So here we go. Moving on. So in this past weekend, obviously it was WrestleMania weekend. Impact Wrestling women's star Giselle Shaw was allegedly bullied by Rick Steiner during WrestleCon for being transgender. Obviously there were multiple wrestlers that stuck up for Gisela, including Chris Jericho, saying that Rick Steiner has been a bully. But I just kind of wanted to get y'all take on these alleged transphobic comments that Rick Steiner had and whatnot.
Yeah. I just want to say I have so many friends in this industry who are transgender, who are, a part of the LGBTQ community. And, it's still like I said earlier, we have a lot of work, like the world still has a lot of work to do. The wrestling business still has a lot of work to do. And, it sucks that when you feel like there's progress being made, that like 15 steps are taking backward. I don't know Giselle personally, but I know people who know Giselle. And, it's sad when you are in an industry that you give your all to, and there are still people who will try to take you down at every, like even on the most personal level. And, I didn't really comment on it on Twitter just because I was like, because it was a long weekend, it was a lot going on, but like, it really just is unfair. And she should not have had to go through that. And, for somebody to, in the age of information that we live in, you should be able to do research and know what it is that you're speaking about. And Google is free, honey, but then there are going to be those people who feel like they have autonomy, like they should, what they say should be what the, whole thing is. And, for somebody like Rick Steiner, the only thing that I can hope for is that he makes the necessary changes. And, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I just hope that he understands and takes this as a learning experience and, apologizes to Giselle and really does the work in order to see, this whole entire, that the world that we live in 2023 is not the world that we were living in 1985 and 1991. Like, we have access to more things and we have access to more information. So I'm going to, take the high road with this and, maybe hope that he does the work and does the research. Again, maybe that's wishful thinking, but, I stand with Giselle, and I think that she is absolutely incredible. I've watched some of her work. I think she is absolutely incredible. And, we, as an industry, we have to do better. Especially there can be no more like standing and watching.
Yeah.
You cannot stand and watch things like this happen. We have to be better as an industry. And if you see one of your fellow peers, we all do the same thing. We all get in this ring and, bump and do all the things that we do and take these crazy high risk moves, and because we love it. And if we can't all just bond over the thing that we love and have a real over that, then what are we doing? Like, what do we have? So I stand with Giselle, and, I hope that this is a learning experience for Rick, but if it's not, then, girl, bye.
Man, you took the words out of my mouth. I don't think I could even like word it any better than that. Cause it's just like, it feels like it's at a point now with all the information, like you just said, like you're just choosing to be stupid and you're choosing to be ignorant. So honestly, he deserves all the lashes he gets. All of it. All of it. But I was looking through Twitter while you were giving your response, and I saw people like attacking his family. Leave the family alone, y'all. All right? But
yes.
Y'all need to stop doing that. Stop leaking people's addresses and where they work at, please. Like, if you want to lash the person, all right, that has committed the crime, by all means do that, because that person needs to learn, all right? And hopefully he does. Hopefully. Although I do feel like sometimes when it comes to this bullshit that some of these people pretend that they're sorry just because they're getting the backlash. It's like, sir, all the information has been out there all this time, and you just chose to be ignorant. Chose to be. But yeah, like I said, stop attacking the family. He can go fuck himself. Quite frankly, I don't really give a fuck. I really don't. But like, she doesn't deserve to go through that. She really doesn't. She was just trying to be a fan and enjoy wrestling just like the rest of us. And that probably does suck. That she just want to get a signing and someone's gonna misgender her and tell her what she is. You have no right to tell anyone what the fuck they are. Like, that's just so disgusting and tacky to me. Like,
Absolutely.
I can't. Jordan, what was your take on this?
First of all, I want to shout out Chris Jericho for standing up for Giselle Shaw. I don't know him personally, but over the past couple years, he seems to have done the self-work to stand up for the people around him that may traditionally have been oppressed. And I think that that's great on his end, especially considering that there are a lot of people from his generation of wrestling that still are very traditional, very misogynist, very homophobic, very transphobic. So to see someone of his stature stand up and say, hey, yo, this is not good, this ain't it, I want to applaud him on that. Now, as far as these comments are concerned, like the both of you guys said, nobody deserves to be attacked for who they are, regardless of how you identify, regardless of where you lean towards. I don't think that it's right. I don't think that it's appropriate. I think that it's super tacky and super out of line. And I think that he does deserve to be held accountable for his actions and for his comments. I don't believe that he should be working for any promotions until he has done the self-work, because I don't think that it's right. I don't think that it's just for him to be in an environment where someone who identifies as transgender can be, someone who, people of multiple orientations can be, because that's going to in turn create a very hostile environment. So I do believe that he was in the wrong for making those comments. And like Angie said, there's still work to do in the world of pro wrestling, just like in a lot of other industries that are dominated by cis white men. There is work to do. There are things to unlearn. There are things to relearn. There are things to kind of get in order and get in check. And, I think that we as a community and we as an industry need to do better, as Angie said. And that's really all I had to say about that. Did any of y'all have any other comments pertaining to that particular topic?
I just want to say shout out to Chris Jericho again, just because he just came like a long way. Because I remember before he made an ignorant comment himself, but what I loved about Chris Jericho was that after he got all the backlash, he kind of like re-educated himself. I think it had to pertain to like the Black Lives Matter comment or the All Lives Matter comment that he said. So I just love that, because like change is very much possible. It is very much possible if you apply yourself, So,
and you have to allow. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
You have to allow the person the space. You can't. Yes. You can hold that person accountable 1,000%. But then, if it's been 2-3 years and they're still doing the same thing, then you know what I'm saying. Like, clearly, you haven't been doing the work. But you have to allow the person the space to grow, so that they are able to understand where they were wrong and how they can continue to be right, or how they can continue to be better.
No, I agree.
I see it happen too many times in where people are attacked. And yes, they say stupid shit, but like, people are really attacked and really gone after, and they're not given the space to grow. And you have to allow people that space.
No, I agree. Especially with the day and age of the internet, I feel like they expect an overnight change, and it's just like,
yeah,
they have to recognize what they're doing is wrong. Yes, but like
before they could make the change.
Yeah, and allow them to educate themselves and change their perception. Because it's overwhelming when like everyone is like berating you, and you don't understand why it's wrong because you grew up a certain type of way to where that's normalcy for you.
Right.
And now everyone's telling you like, you're wrong. What's wrong with you? You're a terrible person. Kill yourself. You know what I mean? That's a lot. So yeah.
Right. Like, even when I came out, there was a lot of stuff that I had to unlearn myself, that I'm still unlearning, because of the way that I grew up, and because of a certain places that I spent a lot of my time in, there's a lot of things that I'm still unlearning that I do, that I say, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, no, like this is the wrong way to think when in fact I should be thinking a completely different way. So
It's all part of
it's
evolution, to be honest.
absolutely.
And I think people,
Evolution is a
as Jordan put it,
mystery.
as y'all
Exactly.
put it, isn't that funny? Yeah, no, you have to give people this time to just register things and just change and just accept that humans are capable of changing. But again, like it has to be genuine. They have to apply themselves. So I mean, if he could apply himself, by all means, I hope that the community like forgives him in that sense. But yeah, for now, like he needs to accept all his lashings just for now. Just for now. Okay.
Just for now.
Just for now.
I think that concludes our topic, and I think Angie's gonna get out of here as we
Yeah, I
continue
gotta
with
head
the
up out of
show.
here,
You
Chad. I
said
got
20
some.
minutes. It's been an hour,
We did
child.
say 20 minutes, and it's been an hour. I do
Listen.
want to say one thing though. This actually is our anniversary episode. 5 years, Culture 316. 5 years ago, Jordan and I started this as a way for us to bond over wrestling, but also as a way for us to, just a soapbox for us to just, chit chat about wrestling. And Mo, I just got to say, you have been doing an incredible job
Oh my
as
god.
the co-host. And, like I feel such a connection to you. And, obviously we're in the group chat together and obviously we talk, a lot, but like just being able to hear your opinions and views and you represent exactly what we wanted
Stop
from
making me
Culture
mushy.
316. So, I know that it's in good hands with you guys and, I'll see y'all in 5 years when I'm in main event of WrestleMania. Okay, bye.
Don't forget about
All
us.
right. I love you, brother.
No, I'm telling you, the minute I meet Beyonce, I don't know none of y'all.
Well, damn.
I'm joking.
I only half believe him. That's the thing, though.
He's half serious, but bro, we love you so much. Thank you for everything. We're gonna continue with the show. But
Bye,
yeah, thank you for
guys.
everything, bro. Love you so much, bro.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Me.